Hey everyone, my name is Ian and I'm a product marketer based out of Berlin, Germany, working at a company called Choco, which is a high growth scale up working on reducing food waste in the food supply chain. Now, today what I want to do is sort of look back at my own career and talk about how it is that I first got involved with marketing and share some helpful tips for anyone else who's looking to start off a career in marketing or land their first marketing internship. So my story really starts back when I was a freshman at Harvard. And if you're in the same boat, I totally feel you. You have no relevant experience and you also don't really know what you want, but you also feel this pressure, like you want to have your first job or you want to do something cool, but you also don't have much to sort of build off of, or at least that's what you think at the start. So I totally feel you. And as a freshman, you have this other thing that you learn that basically all the jobs of people wanting marketing interns or whatever are all for juniors and seniors because they want to have people as a part of their program that they can hire for full-time roles. And so as a freshman, it's really sort of hard to find companies that are doing active outreach to find you. Even at Harvard, even anywhere, it'd be hard to find this type of thing. And then you have this second component where you're not actually very good at marketing or you don't have a very compelling portfolio because you haven't actually done it before. So you don't have sort of much to show for yourself. And so it's sort of hard. Like you're like, how do I get my first job when I don't have any relevant experience? But then, if I don't have any relevant experience, how can I actually get the job, So you know that it's going to compound on each other, but you sort of need to get your foot in the door to start the whole process off. So my approach here, what I found to be the most helpful was to really ask myself, what do you want to do ideally? Like, where do you want to be? Where do you want to live? And what do you want to do if you had everything, if you could totally choose? And for me, I had this random idea that I wanted to go to Latin America and practice my Spanish and also make videos with this GoPro that I had just gotten for my birthday.
So the mic is going.
And I didn't even know how to use the GoPro, but I thought, it'd be cool. I'd love to learn how to make videos and I'd love to be in Latin America. And I just, it was just an idea because I didn't really know where to start. And so what I did is I went onto the Harvard alumni database and I started looking for, are there any alumni in Latin America that I could reach out to and ask? And I was thinking, all right, maybe it's a company that's a startup that's looking for some content and to hire an intern. Maybe it's a nonprofit. And I ended up finding a nonprofit called Alianza Arcana, which is based in Pucallpa, Peru. And this awesome alumni named Macarena, who was my sort of connect to be able to learn about the organization. And so I started this conversation with her, would it be helpful for you to have my help over the summer? And she was like, yes, it would be helpful, but we don't have much of a budget, blah, blah, blah. So I knew that it was going to be necessary for me to also find some sort of funding to be able to make this experience happen. But I was amazed that when I actually had an idea about what I wanted, I could sort of connect the dots to make it happen in this case, Pucallpa, Peru, of all places. And so at this point, I knew I needed to get some funding from the school to be able to support this. And so I asked a sort of an advisor at the school, is there anything I can apply to that would work for this sort of international experience? And there was this thing called the Weissman International Internship Grant that I ended up applying for and getting to be able to fund this experience of going to Peru and trying my hand at making this video content. Now, let me show you the videos that I created because they were just not very good. But you have to start somewhere, right? Oh my God, this is so funny. When I first recorded this video, I didn't actually rewatch the old footage to see what it looked like. But this one is literally a hype track that I tried to put on top of this footage I'd taken at a waterfall. So I had this crazy summer where I was down in Peru and I was learning a whole bunch about the culture, about the organization and the mission, and I thought that was great. But I also knew that I wanted to do something a little bit more corporate. The next summer, I wanted to see how a marketing organization is run, how it is that people do it in a for-profit context. And so I thought about how can I turn these skills that I built this last summer into my next opportunity. And the way that I did this was I started a personal blog or a vlog, I guess, where I was making videos and and I called it Ideas in Ian, and I was making videos about ideas I had for things on campus. It really wasn't a very coherent or great blog idea. But anyways, I started making these videos, and this was actually really helpful when I was going through and I was applying to internships my next summer in New York City. And I ended up getting an internship with this company called Gartner L2, which was a marketing research firm that would do a whole bunch of research on a segment of companies and then share these marketing insights via reports and videos. And I really loved it because it had this video element, learning about marketing and doing research, which I also had built up that skill set in school. So it was really a cool thing that bridged a lot of my interests together. But it wouldn't have been possible if I hadn't had that summer internship before to learn more about marketing at the very onset, and then taken on that sort of personal project of trying to really build that skill set and build a brand, really, or take this first step in trying my own hand at marketing and making some of those choices myself. So now that I've told my story, I want to transition to these tips, my 5 tips for how it is that you can find your first marketing internship. My first tip: it's totally normal to not know what you want. You just pick something. For me, this was thinking, all right, what do I want to do this summer? I want to go to Latin America and work at a sort of small company making content. Now, this was a really helpful parameter in my search, and it meant when I was talking to people about what I wanted, I could say something concrete, and then they could help me sort of take steps toward that outcome. So it was really important for me to sort of develop some idea about what I wanted, and this really helped other people help me in getting there. My second tip is to not be afraid of using your network to help you achieve whatever goal you have for yourself. So this means asking your parents, maybe it's asking a teacher, maybe someone at your school, maybe it's someone actually in the college. Once you have this idea of what you want, really don't be bashful in asking others to help you on this journey. You can reach out to people on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever it is, however you can get on someone's radar, make sure you take those steps, because people want to help. I mean, everyone knows, everyone has been there. I've been there myself. People know that you're just getting started, that you want to figure it out. But if you don't ask people, then they aren't going to reach out helping you if you don't take that initial step. So think about who those people are for you. Make a big list of the places in your life you could look to get this sort of guidance. And whatever it is for you, reach out to those people, let them know what you want so they can help you ultimately find this first role. My third tip is that you may have skills that you don't know that you have. As I think about my own experience, I didn't have any experience as a social media marketer or as a content creator, but I did have a camera, and I did have some experience, creating these profiles myself, and I knew how Instagram and Facebook worked, and that was all I really needed to hit the ground running when I first got to Peru. And so I'd really think about your experience and think about those skills that you may have that you don't realize that you have. Maybe it's research. This became really relevant with my second internship doing marketing research for Gartner L2. I didn't think of myself as a researcher, but for all these school assignments or whatever, I was really good and meticulous about looking into a certain area, investigating every alternative, creating data models with everything. And really, this is a type of skill you may not realize you have, and you may not realize it's helpful for the professional context, but it really does end up being so. So I would really think about that. Think about those skills that you've learned in school, that you maybe learned in some club or whatever, or at a sports team. Think about those skills and how you can really bring them to a new environment. My fourth tip is that you've got to build a portfolio no matter how bad you think it is. Now, there's no way it's more cringeworthy than my Ideas in Ian first portfolio I created. You really just got to start somewhere. You got to think about how you can make your pitch to whatever job you're applying for, how you can demonstrate to them that you're interested in the area, how you can demonstrate, you have some work to show for what you can bring to this opportunity. This may mean making a portfolio site or something that makes you feel way out of your comfort zone. I mean, take this leap, just try it, and that's the only way that it's going to get better. So take that first leap, make that first website, do whatever it is to show off your work so that you can better get these opportunities. My fifth tip is to prepare for your interviews as best as you can. Think about the company. How is it that they make money? Also think about how the marketing department plays into that vision that the company may have. Think about the structure of the department, and think about your interviewers. How is it that they got to where they are today? What were the types of skills that they needed to develop to get where they were? And then think about your own experience. How is it that your experiences match onto the needs of the department, or how is it that your own experiences relate to what it is that the company and this marketing department is trying to achieve? And I think really by thinking through this and applying it to your own life, thinking about your own experiences, you can really just become a stronger applicant for this role and also all future roles. Because everyone knows at the start you don't have any experience. People are really just looking for someone that will give it their all, that is really engaged and will be really eager to learn in this new role. So you have to show them that you're willing to prepare for this interview and that you're really grateful for having this opportunity and that you would make the most of the internship if you have the opportunity to have it. So these are my tips. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions that I sort of didn't address in this video today, please leave them down below and I can make a future video or even just respond in the comments to let you know what I think. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a good day and I hope you get that internship, whatever one you're looking for next.